Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming. So, shall we talk about what's been going on over the past few days? At a time when NATO is under threat, at a time when we were trying to stop Labour surrendering British territory in the Chagos Islands and fighting to save Britain's hospitality industry, what were other parties doing? Psychodrama. The Labour Party scheming to bring in a new contender to challenge the Prime Minister. Reform UK distracting everyone from Labour's mess, dressing up a defection rally as a veterans event. Everyone is fed up with this style of politics. We need to get serious. We need to get serious. We have a government that is letting us down, making bad decisions. It is damaging our economy. It is crushing business. It is driving unemployment and inflation up. It is piling debt on us. It is giving away our sovereign territory. It is allowing our veterans to be dragged through the courts. They must be stopped, and they must be stopped with Conservative policies and plans. Some people have been questioning what type of Conservative Party I'm running. Well, let me tell you. A party that wants stronger borders and has done the work to leave the ECHR. A party that wants to stop bankrupting our country by deindustrializing and destroying manufacturing under the guise of net zero. We've done the work and will repeal the Climate Change Act. We are a party that will stop our country's welfare addiction. We've done the work and set out plans to save £23 billion from the welfare budget. This is a party that wants people to get on in life. We've done the work and made a fully funded plan to scrap stamp duty. That's the party I'm leading, a party of serious people, not drama queens. But tell me, who is going to fix this country's problems? We have a government that is letting us down, making bad decisions. We are exposing it and scoring hits, forcing U-turns on their stupid decisions on family farms, on winter fuel, on pubs. And every time we have the government on the ropes, what does Reform UK do? Distract from the work we are doing by pulling silly stunts, punching us from behind, and letting Labour off the hook. Reform don't care whether the government is making life harder for you. They don't care whether your son or daughter can get a job. They don't care that unemployment has increased every single month since Labour came into office, that graduate recruitment is at its lowest level on record. They don't care that youth unemployment is surging. We do. They don't know how to fix any of it, yet they attack the people who do. Not because they disagree with our policies, but because they want to destroy the Conservative Party. And I know because they have said so. So let me be clear. The Conservative Party is going in a new direction. I was not elected to reheat the party with 1990s policies, and I was not elected to dismantle the party so that Nigel Farage can finally have a go. I was elected by Conservative Party members to renew and rebuild. That is exactly what I am doing. But we're not just renewing with policy, we are also renewing with standards, conduct, our discipline, and our culture. And the people who don't agree with this direction need to get out of the way. There are people in politics who don't really know what they are doing or why. They just want to be in the room. They want to be on top. They want access, attention, and advancement. And when they don't get their way, they create drama. What we need are people who are going to help get Britain working again. And that means we have to be a truly Conservative party. So I won't apologise to those walking away because they don't like the new direction. We only want Conservatives. But to those who are defecting, who don't actually disagree with our policies, I will say, I'm sorry you didn't win the leadership contest. I'm sorry you didn't get a job in the shadow cabinet. I'm sorry you didn't get into the Lords, but you are not offering a plan to fix this country. This is a tantrum dressed up as politics. When my kids have a tantrum, I don't give up or change my mind. I send them to their room. And I say to everyone else, if that tantrum ever found its way into government, we would all pay the price, because just like Labour, they do not have a plan for government. But there's another group of former politicians who are in denial that the world has changed, who don't want to admit that immigration is too high, and who don't believe that the structures of the Blair era are badly broken. And those structures are responsible for the problems that we have with our borders, our veterans, and not being able to choose who gets our public services. This is my message to them. We're about the future, not the past. We're not trying to recreate 2006, and it's not 2016 anymore. We are not refighting those battles. It's 2026, and the world has changed. This is about the future, and I am building a Conservative Party for the next decade and the next generation. Global mass migration is a real problem. It is going to take some very, very tough decisions to fix it. Simply saying we need immigrants to fix the NHS, so we're not going to look at it, it's not good enough, especially when at the same time homegrown doctors can't get jobs. This is nonsensical. I am a Conservative. The principles that I grew up with are still my principles now. They haven't changed. I have stood by those principles when we were winning and when we were losing. And so have all of the true Conservatives in my party. But the questions we must answer have changed. The people we are shouldn't change. I will do whatever is necessary to fix our economy, our borders, and our country. And I will use Conservative values to show how it can be done. Labour believe the answer is more state control. Reform UK believe the same thing. They just want their hands on the levers. We don't believe in more state control. We believe in you. We will do our job and then get out of the way so that you can do yours. This is what a party of the right looks like. It doesn't look like a veterans event that turns into a defection rally. It looks like James Cartledge and Mark Francois working day in, day out to protect our veterans from prosecution. And unlike others, after they do that work, they turn up to Parliament to vote to make it happen. A party of the right doesn't look like a one-day announcement on opposing net zero that falls apart the next day. It looks like Claire Coutinho and Andrew Bowie defending our oil and gas sector every day, fighting for cheap, reliable power and refusing to apologise for British energy and British jobs. It looks like Mel Stride and Helen Whately finding £47 billion in savings so we can cut tax and get our economy moving. It doesn't look like a party of the right doesn't tiptoe around the problems of Islamism in Britain. It looks like Nick Timothy exposing what happened in the West Midlands with the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans and forcing accountability all the way to the top of the police. That is what it looks like. Our mission is simple: get Britain working again. And I have a talented team. I can actually put together a shadow cabinet bigger than 4 people. And no, this isn't about left or right. It's about right or wrong. We are right, they're all wrong. And some people say that we need to split the difference and find the center ground. It's not about the center ground, it's about the common ground, and it is about common sense. Yeah. People in Britain want secure borders. They want to be well off. If people want a political home that will fix the economy, that will sort out our borders, that will give hope to the next generation, there is a home. It's the Conservative Party. We will deliver a stronger economy, stronger borders, and a stronger country. In just 34 days' time, Rachel Reeves will deliver her spring statement. Yes, exactly. I am just as worried as you are. Since the last disastrous budget, she's already U-turned on family farms tax, thank you very much, Vicky, and business rates for pubs, thank you, Andrew Griffiths. This is a government completely at sea when it comes to the economy. So here's my message to business owners, to families struggling with the cost of living, to young people hoping for their first job. Keep going, keep fighting, we are with you. This Prime Minister is weak and has no backbone. He bends under pressure, and that's my job, making him bend. And I am not going to be blown off course. My Conservative Party is going to keep fighting to get this government to keep changing course, because they are doing so much damage. And there is an alternative. The alternative is one we have set out with our plan to cut spending, cut tax, and back business so we can get Britain working again. So there's 5 weeks until Rachel Reeves turns to her spring statement. It should be an economic rescue plan for Britain if she knows what she's doing. She should tear up her old policies. She should U-turn on more of her mistakes and adopt our plan, because we are the only party that is even thinking about the economy right now. We are the only party that will fix Britain. Labour and Reform are fighting the battle of the past. The world has changed, and I am building a Conservative Party for the future. Something exciting about the jobs of the future, the defence of the future. We can do this, and we will do this. We win by rebuilding trust with a Conservative offer that is clear and confident, bold and believable. Order, security, growth, and fairness for those who play by the rules, not for those who cheat the system. So we're going to live by our values and deliver our plan through excellence. And this is the message that I want to leave with you today, or leave you with today. The Conservative Party is now looking for its next generation of MPs. And I am looking for excellence. Excellence in standards, in conduct, in ability, discipline, culture. We are building an army that is going to deliver meritocracy, dismantle the bureaucratic class, and get Britain working again. We want people with life experience, people who want to get on with the job. It is hard to get onto our candidates list, and it should be. Because when people see the next generation of Conservative MPs, they will see the best of the best. Unlike some parties full of people who start problems and run away, I am building a party full of people with answers, like my shadow cabinet, like my parliamentary party. It is time for that next generation of politicians. If you are worried about what Labour are doing to our economy, or if you despair about the direction that others would take this country in, come and talk to us. We are a party of common sense. if you like hard work, if you like thinking about difficult problems and working with smart people, we want you. We want people who can help us to fix the nation's economy. If you want to see public sector spending under control, if you want real economic growth, if you want to see the borders controlled with firmness, not cruelty, come and talk to us. We're about people uniting behind the right solutions. Come and join my new Conservative Party and help us get Britain working again. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm now going to take some messages from the media. First up is Shihab Khan from ITV.
Shihab Khan from ITV News. There's been a series of defections in the last few weeks or so, senior figures from your party joining Reform UK. One of the arguments that they've been making as a point of difference from where they stand compared to where you stand is that they believe that Britain is broken and they argue that you don't. So my question to you is that true? Do you believe Britain is broken? And if you do, who broke it?
Britain is not broken beyond repair. But I do think our politics is broken. I think that there are too many politicians who would rather be on telly than actually do the hard work. I'm not going to pretend that there aren't problems to fix. Of course there are. But what you need is an engineer, not a used car salesman, to actually fix those problems. And that's what I'm offering. But thank you, Shea. Next is Mari Aurora from Sky.
Aurora, Sky News, thank you. You've criticised Keir Starmer quite a lot for his position on China, going to China, saying that he's kowtowing to the Chinese. If you were Prime Minister, would you still be going to China on this visit? You've accused him of giving away all of his negotiating power ahead of going. How would you do differently?
I would start by having an actual foreign policy. Keir Starmer is going to China, but he doesn't have a clear agenda. He's just running around. I said previously that he was like a plastic bag blowing with the wind. We have a huge trading relationship with China, but it is also a threat to our country. Cybersecurity, stealing intellectual property. Keir Starmer doesn't really know how to deal with China. My worry is that he's going there with a begging bowl. That super embassy should not have been approved. Should not have been approved. We had a case of alleged spying, which should have gone through. It went through under us. It fell apart under Labour. That is what worries me, that we have a Prime Minister who is weak, who cannot negotiate. You look at how he's given away sovereign territory and paid £35 billion for the privilege. So I'm worried about what he's going to be doing when he gets to China. He's probably going to give away the Isle of Wight before he comes back. Let's have an actual foreign policy, one that is rooted in realism and focusing on Britain's national interest. Thank you. Next question, Olivia Utley, GB News.
Are you now leading a united party? And if so, can you guarantee that there won't be any more defections?
I think you got your answer, Olivia.
Guarantee there'll be no more defections?
I'm not here to guarantee that people will not be unhappy. I was elected to renew and rebuild the Conservative Party, and that is what I'm doing. There is far too much time spent on who's jumping from one party to another. A defection is not like being baptized and washed away of all your sins previously. We want people who acknowledge that mistakes were made. I acknowledge that the Conservative Party made mistakes. I want people to understand that. I'm not saying that we got everything right, but we are working to fix those problems. We're not going around pointing blame at who did what. We're saying we got some things wrong. Here is a new agenda. Simply going and asking Nigel Farage to baptize you into reform and wash away your sins, in my view, is not a serious response to the problems that the country has. The next person is Alex Forsyth from the BBC.
Thank you very much. Can I just follow up on a question you were asked earlier that I don't think you gave a direct answer to? If you were Prime Minister, would you go to Beijing? And you say now you are the party of the right. Does that mean you're giving up on the middle ground?
We are the party of the right. People need to know what our values and principles are. But we are also a mainstream party, and we believe in the common ground, which is actually where most people in our country want to be. Most people in our country want to control immigration. We need to stop pretending that wanting to control immigration is something that only a few people believe in. That is how we got ourselves into this mess in the first place. Most people in the country want a stronger economy. That is what we are going to deliver. That is the common ground. That is where my party sits. But we are not a party of the left, and we should not be accommodating people who want to paint that picture. That is the point that I'm making. You asked, would I be going to China? No, not now, because I don't think that this is the time to do that. We need to be talking to those other countries who are worried about the threat China is posing to them. When I was Trade Secretary at the World Trade Organization, Japan, Australia, Brazil, all suffering economic coercion, European countries. We should be talking more to those countries who are aligned with our interests, not the country that is doing everything it can to undermine our economy. I think that that is what our Prime Minister should be talking about, and he needs to show strength, not approving a super embassy, which many people think is going to become a spy hub. He looks like he gives way every time things get difficult, and that is the difference between Keir Starmer and myself. The next question from Daisy Eastlake of The Times.
Hello. New YouGov polling shows that 1 in 5 Tory voters in 2024 said the defections to Reform UK have made them view that party more positively. Should you be doing more to try and win your defectors back? And is there a risk that by letting the defectors go, they're taking your voters with them?
So, Daisy, we're moving on from defectors and defections. These are drama queens. This is psychodrama. If people will give an answer about defections if you ask them about defections. We need to start talking about what is going on with the country. I want people to vote for us, not because of who's jumping here or there, but because of our policy offer. What are we doing on the economy? How we're delivering stronger borders, a stronger country. That's the offer that we are presenting to the public. We are serious people. We are in Parliament working day in and day out. We are actually stopping Labour from doing some of the most stupid things, and we are going to do that every single day because we are in this for public service, not self-service. The next question from David Williamson of The Express.
Thank you. You started off by saying that NATO has been under threat. What is your message to Donald Trump? And do you still see the Republicans as a sister party? And also, you've mentioned the Chagos deal, which has obviously been going towards its final stages. Is there still a hope at all that you have that the deal can be dropped?
Yes. There's a lot of questions in that, David. I'm going to try and take them one by one. Are the Republicans still a sister party? Yes, absolutely. And we have great relationships with our fellow Republicans. Just last week, I spoke to Speaker Mike Johnson about the Chagos Treaty. Long before Nigel Farage went to Davos, I was speaking to Republicans, I was speaking to the American Embassy and explaining why this was a bad deal, not just for the UK, but also for the US. But more importantly, I've had Priti Patel working every single day to make sure that despite Labour's huge majority, we are stopping that legislation from going forward. Conservative peers, and in fact some crossbenchers, and I think even, yes, thank you, and even some, I think even some Labour peers have recognised that this is a bad deal. But we're the ones doing the work. Reform has one peer there, and he didn't vote against this nonsense. This is not a serious party. I want everybody to see that we are the ones doing the work. We are the ones who have Britain's national interest at heart, and we will keep fighting for our country every single day. Next question from Genevieve Hall-Allen of The Telegraph.
Hi, Kemi. The Telegraph has reported today that Sir Keir Starmer was a lead barrister on the case that ultimately led to the Ministry of Defence to order fresh inquiries into deaths in Iraq, triggering years of criminal investigations into soldiers who had been wrongly accused, and he did so free of charge. Do you think that Sir Keir Starmer should apologise to the innocent veterans who were dragged through further legal wranglings following that case?
Yes. I believe that the way that our veterans have been harassed through the courts is a complete disgrace. We have been doing everything we can to protect them. What Labour is doing with its legislation, it is doing because it does not believe in our veterans. Whether it's Keir Starmer or his Attorney General, Lord Hermer, where they have had the opportunity, pro bono, not cab rank, they have gone to help the people who are acting against our country's national interest. Those veterans put their lives on the line to defend us, and I want them to know that the Conservative Party will always have their back. Next question from Sophie Church of the Mail.
Hi, Kemi. You mentioned in your speech that people who don't agree with the new direction of the party need to get out of the way. How damaging could the Prosper campaign group be to the direction of this new Tory party?
Anyone who wants to help Conservatives get into number 10, help deliver a Conservative government, I will welcome. But they need to recognise the agenda which I am setting. I'm the leader of the Conservative Party, not anyone else, and it is what I think needs to happen that they need to support, because that is what Conservative Party members have voted for. Anybody who is trying to push an agenda that is not not the platform I stood on is not being helpful. It doesn't matter what group they are or what party they're in. If they are trying to get us to do things which I'm walking away from, they are not being helpful. Prosper UK, I believe, has said that it wants to see more on business policy and economic policy. That is something that Mel Stride and Andrew Griffiths are absolutely doing. If they've got new ideas which are on the right, not left-wing ideas, we will welcome them. But right now, we need to move away from any sort of factionalism or groupings. As I've said, it's not really about left or right today, it's about right or wrong. And we need to start doing the right thing, focusing on how we can help the public, not how we can help ourselves. Noah Hoffman of The Sun.
Thank you, Kemi. Reform's Gorton and Denton by-election candidate has sparked quite a lot of controversy in the past over his comment that people born in the UK who are black and Asian are not always British. I was wondering what your position on this is. Thank you.
What my position on
his comments are?
Well, I mean, this is Nigel Farage's problem, okay? This is not someone who I would have in our party. There are people... There are people who run around trying to police others' identity. It used to be the ones on the left that I was fighting when we were in government. Now we are seeing some who claim to be on the right. It's all identity politics. It's all grievance politics. Trying to tell people who is or who isn't British based on their personal opinion is divisive. That's not what the Conservative Party is about. That's where you find the Reform people. I do ask people to think what would happen if such people came into government, if they don't think large sections of the population, including former prime ministers, are British. What do you think they're going to do if they get into government? And that is why we need to make sure that we have Conservatives in place, the only party really on the right, the only party that doesn't spend time on grievance politics, identity politics, but that is focused on making sure we can give a better life to everyone and especially to the next generation. The next question is from James Heal of The Spectator.
Kemi, first of all, you talked about having the highest standard of conduct going forward. What are you going to do differently on that? And second of all, how many drama queens are left in the Tory party?
Yes. Well, James, reading your column, I suspect you know far more than me. Yes. But the point about standards and conduct is very, very important. There are a lot of times, I think, when just for an easy life and not to have a hard time, we let people get away with things that they shouldn't get away with. And I want people to know that we have to end that era of politics because it destroys trust in politics. We need people to be honest. That means also being honest about mistakes we made and not pretending that everything was fine. And that is one of the differences between us and other parties. Keir Starmer doesn't believe that he has ever done anything wrong, ever. Nigel Farage won't apologise for comments that he made at school. Yes, they were a long time ago. If he just said sorry, I think that saga would have ended a long time ago. I can say when we've made mistakes. I can say that, yes, immigration was too high. Sometimes we took our eye on the ball. Sometimes we spent more time, having arguments with each other rather than focusing on delivering for the country. And I want us to draw a line under that. That is what the new Conservative Party under me is focused on doing. We're not focused on internal psychodrama. We are focused on creating a stronger economy, stronger borders, a stronger Britain. That is the end of our press conference. Can I just say thank you to everyone who has taken the time this morning to be here. Thank you so much.